can't get enough. Yeah, I can't get enough.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a video that I think you're going to love. Personally, I've been trying to film it for a while. Don't really know why I've been taking so long to actually do it, but it's how to take cool, vibey, blurry photos. You guys know I love blurry photos. I don't know what it is, I just think they have such feelings about them. They just really give off a certain vibe, and it's just, I really like putting a feeling into my photos, and to me a blurry photo just has the vibes, you know? So I'm going to give you just a few tips on things that just to bear in mind and things I'd recommend to get a cool blurry photo. Because we don't just want a blurry photo that's just blurry, you know? It needs to have a vibe. But in order for a blurry photo to work, it has to just have a certain vibe to it. So I'm just going to go through, I just said that, some tips on how to do it. So tip number one, starting with, I guess, outfit. I recommend wearing something that, okay, either if you're on like a white background, wear black, because you're going to see yourself much more even when you're blurred. But more specifically, try and wear stuff that's either got a logo on it, like this for example, and this also does have a logo on the back, so I could do a back shot that would look sick with this. I will show you obviously demonstrations in a second. But yeah, logos are good because it gives some kind of, I don't know how to explain it, it basically gives it something of the image. If this t-shirt is just plain black, then the blur would just make you look like a blob. You know, you need something as a point of reference so you can really tell what the image is, even if it's blurred. So I'd recommend like a top with some shape to it, or just like a really tight fitting top. This one, for example, is from Zara. It's really nice. And it's like tight fitting, but it's got these structured poofy sleeves. But because of that, it's going to give you a really nice vibe because it's going to be blurred, but you're going to be able to tell the outline and it's going to look cool, you know? Another thing I'd recommend is jewellery or props. I put these slides in my hair because I feel like they're going to work really well. They're super, super sparkly. So if we're using flash, which we will get into in a second, it's going to pick it up and it's going to look cool and give you a focus to the image. And then with props, I think these are great for movement. So you could be still, but you can move the prop. For example, a glass of wine, a cup of coffee. Drinks tend to work well. Let's just jump into the demonstrations because I feel like I'm rambling about stuff I'm just about to tell you in a second. I am going to be taking all these photos on my iPhone, purely just because more people have iPhones and you don't have to have anything else. You don't need a camera, you can just do it right now. Like, you can finish this video, finish the video, give it a thumbs up, leave us a comment, go take a blurry photo with your iPhone and then tag me on Instagram so I can see it. So let's get straight into it. So I'm literally just going to take this like Gorilla Pod thing. It's got an iPhone adapter. You see? It's got like an iPhone thing on it. I'm going to just put that on my ring light, which is directly behind, in front of the camera that you're on, like where you are. So I'm just going to put this in here. It's going to be slightly harder because I am going to be doing this with the back camera, not the front camera. You need to use the back camera. There is ways you can do it with the front camera, which I will show you, but that's more of a post-editing part, which I will get into because that is good to know. Okay, so I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put the flash on, and I'm going to put the live on, and I'm going to put the timer on, and let's go 10 seconds to start with, because it could be hard for me to get round there within 3 seconds. And then I'm going to press it, and I'm going to jump in. Let's do a back one first. So we got the countdown coming in. And then all we're going to do is we're going to move. Okay, so it didn't blur, but it did blur the hair a little bit, but we do have this on live. Okay, so I need to move over a little bit. The reason I'm shooting on live is because of that reason, because you can, first of all, when I'm moving like this, you can actually just swipe up and move along to long exposure, and it will just blur the whole image like a long exposure image. But you can also, with a live photo, if you go to edit, then you can select any image in the duration of that live photo like this. So you get a lot more choice. Okay, now what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and turn off these lights. Let's even turn off this light. It's going to be dark for you right now, but let's try. I'm turning the lights off because flash works much better with movement when it's dark, and just general flash photography works better if it is actually dark, so hence why I turned off all the lights. And I just did lots of movement, and then like this one for example, I'm just moving my hair and I go to long exposure and it's perfect. Like I've got super blurry hands and hair, but the t-shirt's still kind of crisp, so I was happy with this one and I moved on. Okay, so for the next one I've changed into that top, so this is what it looks like. So you can see it's just like kind of straight across here, but then it's got these really fucking awesome sleeves, which is going to give us really like loads of shape, you know. Gone ahead and tied my hair in like a bun, just because I feel like with this kind of shape neckline and stuff, it's going to look more aesthetic with my hair up like this. I've kept the clips in, and I'm also going to do this one with a glass of wine. So I have a wine glass here, and I have some 7-Up free. We're going to put this in the glass. Obviously this is clear, so it's not going to look exactly like wine, but for the photo I really don't think it matters at all. But if you wanted to have a glass of wine while you're doing this, then choose your favourite glass of wine. Red would actually look really cool. Maybe I should do red. Should I do red? No, I would think white just looks cleaner and crisper. But white wine would be better. I do have some white wine, but I thought why waste it, so I'm just going to use 7-Up. I love 7-Up free. I'm going to keep it on live, and let's do without flash first, and let's just see what we're working with. Okay, I kind of forgot to move, didn't I? Yeah, I kind of forgot to move. Okay, let's try that again. Better. Could be good. I'm just going to try the red wine, but with no lights on. At all. Turn that off. It's getting really dark up in here. Okay, so now you can see it is super dark in the background of where I'm shooting. You can see it's like really dark, and it just gives you much more flash. It's going to pick up your highlight on your face a lot better if it is dark when you're using flash. This is nice. Okay, we've nailed it. Right, I didn't record the screen. Oh, what are you doing? Okay, let's go to noodles. Okay, so then I just did the same principle with some other shots. So I did some noodles, some with the rose, and just me on my own. The main thing to remember is anytime you want this kind of vibe, then always take your photos with live on. That's basically the biggest tip of this video, because then you've always got the option to have a blurry photo, because you can just swipe up and use long exposure, and you also have the option to go through and edit to which image you want. I have done a video on taking iPhone photo tips video, so that might be useful for you as well. But I just went ahead and took some more images, and then I was finished with all the images, so we will get into the editing part of this video. It looks like I'm waving you goodbye here, but it's just because I'm trying to get a blurry hand in the picture, guys. Okay. Alright. I'm going to show you the photos. Obviously, I've chosen to edit from what we just did, and you can see I'll put up the unedited and the edited, so you can see the difference between the two. Okay, so the back pictures, I did decide to edit in black and white. I think they look really cool in black and white. It just gives them a better vibe, in my opinion. I just think they work really well. Because the t-shirt is black and white, I just think it worked. And we have a nice blur in the hand. Moving on to the wine picture, as you can see, I have further blurred the hand and the wine glass, which I will show you how to do post-edit in a second. And then apart from that, just obviously added my filter, and you're good to go with this image. This probably is one of my favorite ones. I think this is really cool. Then the noodle shot, this one I just used the long exposure. So I literally just swiped up on the image and clicked the long exposure. That is the image, that is it. And then just obviously added my filter. The same with this one. This is also just a long exposure. I love this one. It looks like there's almost like some material like over a camera lens or something. I think it looks really cool. And then moving on to this one, This one's not that blurred, but I just wanted to show it to you anyway because I do think it's a nice photo. I did add some yellow tones to the wine so it looked like wine and not 7-Up. And then I did some, these are just more ones I had, but I don't love them. They're okay, but I don't know if they're going to make it onto the gram or not. They're quite cool. So I just thought I'd show them to you anyway. But yeah, I'm not sure if they will make the gram. The noodle one I did put on my story, so that has gone up in that form. These two, I probably won't ever post those. And then this wine one, which I also blurred further using a post edit, as you can see, and also added the yellow tone to make it look more like wine as well. So that is all the images that I decided to go ahead and edit. Obviously, bear in mind that I've obviously done this at home, like where I film in the studio, but these photos that I've done, I feel like are more ones that I would get when I was out. So for example, the wine one, I would get in a restaurant like the one I did here, or noodle one, like when you're going out to actually eat noodles. Like you don't have to just set up this kind of almost fake setup to do it. But obviously it's much easier for me to do this for the video because it would be a bit embarrassing to sit in a restaurant and film this whole thing. And obviously this is me doing it myself, so I wanted to show you can do it yourself. But I also just want to show you because some of them are like, they're nice photos but they're not that blurry, which is obviously the point of the video. So I just want to show you how you can actually add blur after. If you've got like a really good image but it's not like amazing, it might look better blurred, like it might have more of a cool vibe when it's blurred. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So the app I used, let me just record my phone screen actually, and I'll put it next to me. I'll put it here. Okay. So the app I do that on is PICSART, so this one here. So open the photo, like for example this one. It's nice, but it's not that blurry. So I really wanted the hand to be blurred. So I don't really want my face to be blurred. I think that's quite nice. But the hand with just a bit of motion in it would be good. So we go to effects. And then there's lots of options here, but the one I like is motion blur, which is this one. And as you can see, first of all, it just blurs the whole picture, which could work for your image. But for this one, I really just want it to be my hand. So, I mean, you could maybe just, you can change like the distance. So obviously the higher the distance, the more it's going to blur. So you could just make it a little bit less blurred, or you could leave the whole thing blurred. But you can choose to also erase parts of it. So we could leave it like this, or we can use the eraser to not blur us and just keep the blur to like that arm basically. Like that. So it's like that arm's moving. So that's, let me show you. So that was it before, and then that was it after. It just gives a little something extra. So let's go ahead and save that one like that. You know, your feet are very noisy, baby. Tip-tapping around and it comes up on the camera. Yeah, it does. It does. It comes on the camera. You come sit on my lap. Just sit there. Just sit there. Good girl. She's just tiptoeing around as being so noisy. Okay, so that one's saved. That one's saved. Let me just see if there was another one that we wanted to make a little bit more blurred. I mean, let's try and see what this one's like with a bit more blur in it. Let's just like blur the wine glass a little bit. So we go to motion blur, and then let's erase. Yeah, that was quite nice actually. So before, and then after. Yeah, I quite like that. I think that was quite good. Okay, so let's save that one as well. So that's all the images. Let me know which one was your favourite. I definitely have my favourites. And leave me requests of any videos you want me to do next, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys! I love you. Oh, I'm going walkies. Do you want to go walkies? Do you want to go walkies? Want to go to the beach? The park? Or the beach? I've got like a whole bowl of noodles now that I can just eat, so that's pretty cool. Bonus of filming this video. Oh, so good. I love noodles. I love noodles so much.